The reality is that most people are not suited to invest in stocks of businesses. That's the honest truth. And so now, by looking at some of the companies that I talk about, more specifically like Voxter and Oracle, not so much Aduro, because Aduro is not moving in terms of the stock price. You see, the movement in the stock price makes people lose their mind, like both ways. When it goes down, they lose their mind. When it goes up, they lose their mind. And so there seems to be this camp of people that think that Voxter is delivering very well. And then there's another group, and I don't know if one is bigger or the other one is bigger. It doesn't matter. Then the point is that there's another group that thinks that Voxter is not delivering, right? That it's not delivering on its promises. And it takes me back to Oracle, when I was involved in Oracle. I don't remember. What was it, 2018 or 2017? I don't want to look at the chart. But when I got involved, they won the legal battle in Bahamas. That was already behind them. And the idea was to take that victory and register the property in Mexico. Because if you don't have your title sorted out, nobody's going to give you money to progress the property for drilling, right? Nobody. Because really you don't own it, even though they won. So that particular step of registering it in Mexico, do you know that it was always about 2 weeks around the corner? Oh, it might take 2 weeks or few weeks. We got to just wait for this and this. That turned into 3 years. So was this a failure? Well, you can, I mean, if I was a bigger YouTuber at that point talking about this company, it would have been the same thing. Oh, the company overpromised and never delivers. It's always around the corner and the corner never comes. I have been involved in many stocks, meaning many businesses. I have never seen anything done on time. It always takes longer. It always costs more, because that's what business is. It is hard. It is hard to create value. And if you don't understand this, you are not suited for this business, because you will always be disappointed. Always. Because the other world doesn't exist. Creating value for others is very, very hard. And it's easy to be a keyboard warrior. There's a lot of keyboard warriors right now that are so quick to point things out, yet they themselves cannot do anything right in their life. I would like to see what kind of value they can create. I bet there isn't much. Once upon a time, there was this CEO who had a big mouth about this company, that company. He was opinionated about every company that I was involved in. He had the solution for all of them. And then he ended up selling his product and putting his face on a billboard and blowing through $10 million not to have much to show for. So this is what he was able to create in his business, in his life, right? Complete and utter failure. Yet he had big mouth and opinions about others. It is hard It is hard to create value for others. It is hard to grow businesses, right? And now looking at something like Voxter, what Voxter had to deal with to get to the point where they are today, where they just signed up the top 3 mortgage originator on the platform that they've built. Like, it took them years to get to this point, to build, you can call it this masterpiece, where they created something so enticing, so valuable, so problem solving for others, that the biggest names are now signing up. That is a huge accomplishment, and they have done it during probably the worst real estate market that could have happened to them. When was the last time that interest rates went up 10 times in a row in a matter of like 15 months? I don't think it ever happened. It's like Armageddon in the industry that happened, and they were still able to build what they've built. It is absolutely incredible. That's how I see it. Yet others who have zero experience in building anything, they think this is some kind of failure because maybe things didn't happen fast enough. Maybe they should have happened 8 months ago. Well, go and build something on your own and show me if you can get anything done on time. Go ahead. I would like to see that. Like, even if you look at myself, I am making video after video after video, and look at my subscriber count. I'm not able to grow it at all, no matter how much work I put in. And I don't even try to, but if this was my goal, and if I tried to do that, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter what happens, I cannot grow it. Why? Because of the environment that we're in. And it's not just me. Other finance YouTubers that were growing like crazy during the go-go days because the macro was giving them wind at their back, right? People were tuning in for this kind of content, and they were able to grow it very easily. And now, no matter how much work they put up, they can't grow it. So let's say if particular YouTubers, or let's say if me, I was 7 months ago, based on what was happening, 15 months ago, making certain projections of where my subscriber count was going to be by today, for sure I wouldn't have missed it. And then people were like, well, he promised that he would have 20,000 or 30,000 subscribers by now, but he's only at 8. Therefore, this is a complete failure and I'm jumping the ship. That's life. That's life. You deal with problems in the macro space, you deal with problems on the micro space, and creating value is unbelievably hard. And if you are on board with operators who eventually will deliver the value, like for example Oracle did, the 2 weeks turned into 3 years, but guess what? They delivered on their promises. They got the title registered. They raised the money. They started drilling. The results are they have done what they promised to do. It just took 3 extra years, but they have done it. But if you are lucky enough to be part of businesses where operators are true operators and they can actually deliver value, you are lucky. You are lucky. It doesn't matter, it might take longer. You are lucky to be part of it. And if you cannot see it, get out of this business. This is not for you. You have no idea what this business of investing is all about, and you are not suited for this. And if you don't have the right mindset, you will only be disappointed.